There is so much power in words that you cannot even comprehend. There is something more powerful than words. It is called heart. It is called having something. It is called bringing the future together. How the stakes of humanity in real life tends to co-align with such a powerful message. And I remember, there is a saying that my alien friend once told me when I was 16, back in 2012. May you be in heaven half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. That was a quote by one of the characters in this game right here that I have loaded up, ready to play through Leviathan as well, and ready to play through Citadel and From Ashes, and of course the extended cut, all ready to go. It was a hell of a ride playing through it the first time, the second time, the third time. It got even more exciting after the fifth time, and of course the sixth time. Of course, I cried when you watch your girlfriend's head bashed in by a synthetic robot intelligence, and having to walk her, having to put her over your shoulder and walk to the emergency exit to your ship through the dock. Of course it was emotional. And when I watched my other friend commit suicide because her race has failed in a peace treaty. When I watched another one of my friends, a top scientist, give his life to save another race, of course I cried. I cried all the way through this. And when I finally said goodbye to my team, when we got back to Earth and saying goodbye to everybody, of course it made me cry. And of course, through the extended cut, saying goodbye to my romance before I got injured is very emotional. When I actually make the choice to save the galaxy, of course it got emotional. My choices with the extended cut, of course they mattered a lot. That's why I didn't play through Mass Effect 3 until the extended cut came out entirely. So my first playthrough for Mass Effect 3 was a complete one, where I couldn't get upset at the original ending. Of course, I couldn't. But there's power in words for how much it means to me. Of course, other people thought Javik was a complete asshole. No. I took Writing 101. I went to college for argumentation. And his words always made sense to me. It's called realism. Of course, he's the biggest hero in that story. There's so much heart there. Listening to that. To the poetic words that a song cannot play. Of course it has words. Of course there is power in control. Of course there is power in biosynthetic evolution, and of course there is power in destroying synthetic life, and of course there is power, of course, to reject preeminent choices, preset choices that possibly you wouldn't even choose. Of course you would choose defiance. I refuse to make a choice. There's always power in everything. Strength, evolution, path, the human path. There's so much beauty in what humanity can create. So if any real aliens decide to invade or to investigate, of course, video games are a sense of art, is a sense of artwork. All they need to see is this. A lot of video games like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, a series like that, they don't have any real artistic message. This game is quite a bit. It's unity overall. It's unity, or it's soul, for the sole purpose. Paragon, unity, and Renegade is strength. There's no good or evil. What I learned, a lot of people, I'm autistic. A lot of people always tell me that autistic people have black or white thinking. That is not true. When has anybody ever said that is true? A whole bunch of fake psychologists that pretend to know what they talk about? Or the human mind when they create such artwork that allows player free will beyond the black or white mentality. That is something to think about. Sovereign once said, "We are legion, for we are many. We will darken the skies of every world." That is a real symbolic connection to Satan. Of course, when I was a kid, I didn't really think philosophically or religiously, because I played through this before I went to college and before I started researching theosophy, spirituality, Buddhism, and Satanism. Of course I researched Satanism because it kind of links everything. And of course I researched Wicca and witchcraft. And of course theosophy and Buddhism and the 7 chakras and how to unlock more than 7. This game has a lot of power in its words and has a lot of power in its soundtrack. I've cried a lot when Shepard reaches out and touches the particle. It's like, that is power without word. Without any words. When my Tally decided to commit suicide without saying a single word, we knew why. Her species failed. There's so much power in everything to accomplish in this life. And video games are an art form. Humanity needs to understand that. Of course, I've researched realism and of course Satanism, so I understand a lot that is displayed in front of me. And of course the humans are the most unique. Of course they are, and that's said throughout the franchise. Of course they are. It's unity. We can transcend the knowledge and accept every single race of humanity, while it's said throughout the entire series of Mass Effect that aliens can't even do that. They're bigoted as hell. Peace. But it is confirmed that the Star Child at the end of the game is the being of light from Glencory. And in the Mass Effect lore, it states that the Volus billionaire, Shoal, I believe, went out to go look for the crypts of the beings of light. Although it is said that it is not far-fetched, is very far-fetched, so they didn't believe him. So, going through Mass Effect 3, Shepard has to deal with the mystery of the Reapers, First of all, the Leviathan of this was founded by the Batarian teams, for example, hunting down the real Leviathan, only to realize that they were the creators of the galaxy itself, and they were very organic. And it is assumed, and it's just assumed, that they feared mortality, their own mortality, so they created a light being, a synthetic, highly intelligent form of artificial intelligence that it looks like it's a light being. It's a being of light that understands and all that. But there's also a suggestion that there are no proper parameters of what it views organic life to be. If you don't understand, the beings of light were created at the beginning of time to protect organic life from machine devils. So it's assumed that the parameters of the artificial intelligence is just impossible to program, as in real life. So this mystical artificial intelligence, almost godlike, has no idea how to protect organic life other than to ascend it. If I was in charge of the Mass Effect 3 ending, I would change it slightly to not really talk about the organics versus synthetic thing as much. I would talk more about how it views Reapers as a form of organic ascension, which co-aligns with spiritual ascension and spiritual doctrines and Buddhist doctrines and a lot of myths about immortality in real life. I would make it talk more about that ascension, not about the problem that caused it to believe that it needed ascension. I would explain the ascension more diligently, and I would just have the explanation as to why is kind of in the background if I was in charge of Mass Effect. But talking to this, the Leviathan, I'm going to go with first. But there is so much power in winning a war you cannot defeat. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the crazy Leviathan. Leviathan was created to observe, and the idea that these big Leviathan monsters created intelligent technology for lesser species to worship them. They viewed the galaxy, metaphorically the galaxy map, as a form of chess game. But there is only one way to understand the mysteries of the galaxy, and he or she stands right up with the rest of the galaxy, going out of uniting the Krogan, uniting the Geth and the Quarians, and they will understand the mystery of all life. Oh, they will. And they will make it as powerful as they can make it. Because everything is at stake. Everything is cherished. That's why we stand in the moment. But what is the Leviathan? Why is it hiding itself out at sea? Why did it create the being of light? Did it come before the galaxy? Was it before creation? Were these Leviathans the gods that inspired all? And was the moment they created the catalyst, the being of light, was that the moment time began? Those are big questions. They go out, they observe all life, and they thought your character Shepard was special. There was something unique about the human DNA that he couldn't understand, that made him an anomaly that made the Reapers truly fear them. And there is no way to fully explain this. Even the Leviathan is very confused. No one has reached as far as Shepard. No one. Even Shepard can't go that far. As he is the warlord of all. He has to go to the Temple of Athame. But this is the end. This is the end of the trilogy. And you, Shepard, and the rest of the Normandy, you Alliance, you have collected your squad and you have got to know them throughout the world, throughout the universe, the galaxy. And you have faced impossible odds, and there is no better way than saying goodbye. There is no way. Things can end peacefully. You're gonna lose someone you cherished as a father. He dies saying he's proud of you. And it's been so fun just playing. The biggest moment, though, is actually going to the Temple of Athame and fully understanding the Asari as pagan goddesses. Actually going there and expanding that idea. It's fantastic. It's the best game in the series. The idea that the Asari intervened with humans is similar to the Protheans interceding with the Asari, but the Asari and the Asari government keeping that secret. In reality, everything Asari is Prothean. Everything is always based on that cycle, and there are many curves in that cycle, such as the crucible being slowly added to. There's always an indoctrinated slave. The previous cycle species intervene with the species that will survive the next, such as the Protheans interceding with the Asari. The Reapers are just pawns on the chessboard known as the galaxy. And that is something really deep to think about.